Hi, Pink Tractor. Although I'm standing amidst the sunshine of my garden flowers, it's very cloudy today and there's a storm brewing overhead. But this is just the juxtaposition that we need for today's lesson. You know, during my career as a professional speaker, I've had the opportunity to hear Charlie Plumb present his story more than once. It is an amazing story. It is also horrific. He was a fighter pilot during the Vietnam War, shot down, and for 6 years, he was daily and brutally tortured in a communist prison camp. But the reason I share this is Charlie has just now returned to the States after a recent visit back to Vietnam. He went there with his wife and his adult children. And while there, he had the opportunity or the challenge to meet face-to-face with the warden, the one who was in charge of the prisoners, their daily mistreatment, and their torture. And you know, I think Charlie might have been expecting an apology or perhaps even an expression of regret. But instead, through an interpreter, the warden shared how proud he was of the care that he took of his prisoners and how well fed they were. And then Charlie looked at all of us just a few days ago and he said, "Can you really forgive someone who never apologizes and shows no remorse?" And then after a few moments of silence, Charlie shared this very important quote by Mark Twain. It says, "Anger is the acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than upon anything of which it is poured." One more time. Anger is the acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything upon which it is poured. You know, when it comes to family business, I often encounter those who are deeply hurt, or they're very resentful, or they're very angry. And they've held that inside of them, not just for years, but sometimes even for generations. And this is where I think we need Charlie's reality check, because he reminds us that if we can't control it, if we can't change it, then sometimes we have to let it go before the acid inside of our vessel does harm to us. And sometimes, he says, you need to ask for help. So I thank you, Charlie Plumb. I thank you for your service and the reminder that forgiveness isn't a part of not just business life, it's also a part of personal life. Oh yes, it is much easier said than done, and no one knows this better than you. But as you reminded us, we must do it for ourselves, for our health, and for those that we love.